Hi everyone, Dark Ramos here with the Volume Profile Nerd, here to do my morning prep / rundown for Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. So we don't have any significant data this morning, no major announcements here. So let's jump right into the different levels I'm looking at today. So the first thing I'm noticing with both ES and NQ is that we're within yesterday's range and value, but we're closer to the lower end of yesterday's value, and we're closer to the overnight low and the regular trading hours low. So sellers are positioned better to press the issue on both ES and NQ. Both ES and NQ are testing kind of their value area lows at the moment. ES is just slightly above here. So that's the first thing I'm noticing. Overnight inventory is fairly balanced on both indices. So not gleaning too much information from that. But yeah, sellers are positioned better, making, this POC of yesterday's session kind of a key upside reference for both indices. And yeah, with that said, I'll go into what buyers are looking for and what sellers are looking for. So buyers are looking, so I'm on ES here, buyers are looking to stay above the open and find acceptance above this value area low at 4275. And then buyers want acceptance above this previous day close and POC of yesterday. And if acceptance above this, eyes on the overnight high. And if acceptance above the overnight high, buyers should be targeting the value area high of yesterday, to try for overlapping to higher value. If above yesterday's value, eyes on the regular trading hours high. And no change for day plus buyers without acceptance above the regular trading hours high. Goal for sellers is to stay below the open and not find acceptance above the previous day close POC. So I think this will be a key level for sellers, and also the overnight high. If we can't get above the overnight high, sellers are still positioned well. And then, if we reject from here and here, or here, sellers do want to get acceptance under the value area low, overnight low, and regular trading hours low to try to build value lower. That's what sellers are looking for. And yeah, sellers don't want buyers, to gain some confidence by getting over the overnight high to try for overlapping to higher value. But if we don't get above yesterday's value, sellers could still try for, well, if we get up here, I think it might be more of a rotational day. So sellers do want to, at least play defense here at the POC or the overnight high to then try to get below the regular trading hours low. And I think I might have already mentioned no change for day plus sellers without getting below the regular trading hours low. So that's what I got there. I think this value area high will be a key upside reference if we get there, but we shall see. For either sellers to try and hold or, buyers try to get above, or, it was a pretty wide range yesterday, so maybe it is rotational. We shall see. I'll go over, so this is still ES. Let me go to ES on the daily. So ES, I drew up the value area low here of this 425.56, I believe. Let's see. 5.622 range. So I added the value area low here and then we have the value area high of this range. I know it's kind of overlapping here, but gonna try it this way. I am gonna pay attention to some hourlies, but we have this value area low here that buyers could try to defend. So I just drew that up as a reference. So essentially, buyers want to try and hold this. And if they don't hold that, we could end up back to the value area high of this 729.810 range at roughly 42650. So if buyers hold here for a quick daily bull flag, they could be trying for this value area high here of 425.5622 at 4333. So I'll just be watching kind of these different levels here to see if buyers can find, see what buyers and sellers do here. And it's just because we're a bit thin here, so I had to kind of go back to this and go back to this to try to find a bit more sideways action for buyers and sellers. Okay, so that's what I got for ES on the dailies. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do the day time frame confluence for ES. Let's just do it in one go, and then I'll switch over to NQ. So NQ on the hourlies, we are rejecting from this. I think this is a 5-minute range here that I drew. Yeah, we have this little range here that I just added, and it's acting as resistance. So I'm gonna leave it up there. It's not really an hourly range, more so like a 5-minute, maybe 1-minute range. But we're not finding acceptance above it. So, if we don't find acceptance above this little range, sellers could be looking to get more convincingly back into Friday's candle from a couple of weeks ago, or from last week. Buyers could be looking to get back into it and head to this value area high here of this 825.22 range at 4261.25. If buyers do get above this, I'm looking at the value area low here of this range at 429.150. But we do have kind of a new range here that buyers do want to get over, and they're kind of holding it right now. So I think this POC will be pretty key as well for buyers to try to get through, if we get back into this kind of gap. All right, and if we do get through all of this, eyes on this this range up here, kind of the POC at 4298. First, we have the value area low here at 429.150. So let's go ahead and add the day time frame references. So yeah, sellers do want to break these lows to break under the regular trading hours low, and buyers want to get above this little range to get over the overnight high, and buyers want convincingly above this POC at 4298 to convincingly get above yesterday's value. And then if above this entire range, we could be looking at the regular trading hours high. And I'll have to add some new ranges in here because kind of thin up here. I don't have any ranges up here. Not going to do it now because I have to go back quite a bit. But it'll be here in my next morning prep. I'll look back and find a range for this up here. Okay, so that is ES and NQ. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If we don't break above this or break these lows, we're just kind of a little bit imbalance in between these couple of ranges, and maybe imbalance here. So keeping an eye out on these lows to break, or this high to break, essentially, for day plus buyers or sellers to have some conviction. All right, let's go to NQ. So NQ, similar to ES, we're currently testing the value area low. So goal for buyers on NQ is to stay above the open and not find acceptance under the value area low to try for overlapping to higher value. If holding this value area low, buyers should be looking for this POC/PDC level. And if above this, we have the overnight high. And if above the overnight high, eyes on the value area high at 14,657. And if above the value area high, eyes on the regular trading hours high. Yeah, if we get above yesterday's value, eyes on the regular trading hours high. No change for day plus buyers without acceptance above the regular trading hours high. Failure at any of these levels, and we could be looking back at the previous levels. So failure at the POC, PDC, maybe back to the value area low. Failure at the overnight high, maybe back to the PDC. Failure at the value area high, maybe back to the overnight high. And failure at the regular trading hours high, maybe back to the value area high. Okay, goal for sellers is to stay below the open and not find acceptance above yesterday's POC and PDC to try for lower value. Yeah, because if buyers get above this, then we could be less clear for sellers. We could have more rotational day, or buyers try for higher value. So goal for sellers is to stay below the open and ideally hold the POC/PDC to then get under the value area low and find acceptance under the value area low to try to build value lower. And then sellers will want to get under the overnight low and then the regular trading hours low to convincingly press the issue and build a value lower. So no change for day plus sellers without getting under the regular trading hours low. Okay, so those are the day time frame references for NQ. On the daily for NQ, we have we have this value area high here from 411, 421, 22 at roughly 14.57875. If we get convincingly back into this range, eyes on this POC here at 14.36250. Notable to me that we tried to get back into this 211, 217 range, but we're not able to. We got into it and got, a pretty swift rejection from it yesterday. So we can see it with this upper wick. We couldn't get back into this range. So I wouldn't be too surprised if sellers try back for this POC here at 14.36250. But we do have, quite a few ranges in between this POC. So I'm keeping an eye on this little range right here before getting more convincingly into Thursday's candle. So I think it was Thursday. So I think I might have mentioned Friday for a yes, but into Thursday's candle. And yeah, Friday's candle was, it was a bit different. And so I'm keeping an eye on this. And we also have this range down here that I'll be keeping an eye on for sellers to try to get through. We can see it held nicely here on Monday. And so I'm looking, if sellers are to get to this POC, I think they'd have to get through this and this to get here. If sellers don't manage to get more convincingly back into this range and get back above, they could be trying for the value area high of the 411, 217 range at roughly 14.61550. And we have a clear range right here that buyers would have to get through, and right here to try to get to this POC at 14.91425. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for NQ. And let's quickly do the day time frame references. So let's go ahead and add those up here on the hourlies. So let's go ahead and add that up. So I do have a few ranges here on the hourlies. It's okay. So there's a little range here. Let me go to the 1 minute just to see what I drew up here. So I have basically the end of Friday. That's going to be key. We're kind of just oscillating around it at the moment. And let me delete these couple of ranges up here. It's getting a little bit messy there. Okay. All right, so this is key. Yeah, so this range from Friday is key. We're oscillating around it right here. Goal for buyers is to get back into this 4.622, 4.1022 range right here. So first we need to get to the value area low of the range at roughly 14.63325. And if back into this range, buyers should be looking, back into here, buyers should be looking for the POC at 14.82550. If we get acceptance below this, eyes on the value area high of this 419, 421.22 range at roughly 14.541. And if back into this range, eyes on the POC here at 14.43975. All right, so buyers want convincingly into this range to get above the regular trading hours high and back above yesterday's value. Buyers want above here to get above yesterday's POC and previous day close. Sellers want below here to get under yesterday's low, and sellers want convincingly back into here to, convincingly get under the regular trading hours low, which is pretty much at the value area high of this level. So if we get back into here to head towards this POC, that's sellers proving it and getting under the regular trading hours low. So this value area high here will be key, as well as this, these two ranges here, and here will be key to see which side edges out and finds acceptance into either or range. All right, so regular trading hours low here, and value area high and regular trading hours high are a little bit higher here. But if buyers get into here, they still have some proving to do to get above the regular trading hours high. And if they don't get above the regular trading hours high, maybe we could head back here to this range. And so keeping an open mind, but these are the references I will be looking at today. All right, so that's what I got. Anything less than this and this, and we could just balance around here. So we'll keep an open mind or keep an eye out for that if multiple passes through the open. Okay, so let's quickly go over sectors. I'm just going to do it very quickly because, yeah, just got to prepare a few more things. But ES or SPY, closer to the low of yesterday. QQQ, closer to the low of yesterday. XLF, a little bit stronger, a bit above the low of yesterday. IWM, a little bit above the low of yesterday, kind of in the middle of the road. XLE, gap down open, kind of the weaker sector. XBI, a little bit above the middle of the road, showing some relative strength here in pre-market. XLV, middle of the road. XLU, pretty much middle of the road. Yeah, not too much change there, or kind of a little bit closer to low of yesterday, but some hourly pivots there, and looks like a little bit more in the middle, but slightly closer to the low of yesterday. SMH, little gap down open, and this is it is very notable. SMH could be setting up an EQ, so keeping an eye out for that, maybe something like this, and depending on how it breaks would be notable. All right, or maybe sellers try for this value area. I think it's a value area high of a daily range at 140.59. Yeah, it's a value area high of this range, right? Yeah, value area high of this range right here. Yeah, here at 140.59. Okay, so keeping an eye out for that. Tech. Let's look at tech. Apple above the low of yesterday, but closer to the low of yesterday. Buyers do want to hold that. Amazon showing some relative strength, being closer to the high of yesterday. We're just at this daily range, so it could be a nice top fish for sellers. Yeah, we're right at this daily range, which we rejected from twice. So just keeping an eye on that. Netflix, kind of in the middle of the road, a little bit closer to the low of yesterday. We're at a daily POC. That'll be notable or key. This one here. So maybe buyers want above that to head to the value area high. Sellers want no acceptance above this to head to the value area low here. Value area low is at 396.09. Value area high is at 408.58. Google, middle of the road. We do have this daily POC here that sellers might want to try to get to. Buyers want above this value area high at 126.86 to head to this value area low here. Okay, I'm going to move a bit quick here. Microsoft, a little bit closer to the low of yesterday. We have this POC that held in pre-market. Buyers might want this value area high here at 337.89. If not, we're looking at this POC at 335.02. Okay, Meta, closer to the low of yesterday. Yeah, that's about it. Some little bit weaker, I would say. Some relative weakness there. Closer to the low of yesterday. Yeah, sellers want down here at roughly 265.72. Buyers want up here around roughly 279.13. Tesla, we are kind of in the middle of the road. Buyers want this POC here at 223.84. Sellers want this value area low at roughly 212.51. NVDA, still holding this 15-minute range that I've been mentioning, and pretty much in an EQ, pretty clear, high, low, lower high, higher low. Buyers do want to hold this value area high again of that 15-minute range, or at least hold this POC to try to continue some sideways action here and just get nice and tight before a break in either direction. Sellers don't buyers don't want sellers to get below this and then do something like this to then get back more into the earnings gap, the very big earnings gap. So the more sideways we stay up here, the better it is for buyers. But we'll be keeping an eye on this range as the value area high. We couldn't get acceptance into it yesterday, so we'll see if we get acceptance back into it today, which would be notable, or if we hold it to head higher, which could help tech. Could help tech or NQ. Yeah. All right, so keeping an eye on that. That's all I got for this morning. Keeping an eye on Apple, Amazon, NVDA to kind of gauge tech a bit. But yeah, that's all I got this morning. Going to prepare a few other things. We're still at the value area low on both indices, and that'll be very key, a very key level for buyers to try and hold, to try and negate sellers from building value lower. It is notable that we held the regular trading hours low in the overnight session on both indices, which to me kind of denotes buyers playing a bit of defense in the overnight session. All right, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you a bit later in the trade review. Thank you.